And good evening, everybody. Welcome inside the Houston Fieldhouse on the campus of RPI. It's Engineers Hockey here on ESPN+. This evening we have a battle between two Capital Region foes. It's the RPI Engineers and the Union College Dutchmen. Alongside the coach, Dan Fridge, and Dan Ball with you here on ESPN+. And coach, MVP Arena, Capital Region, Mayor's Cup coming up tomorrow. But today, a very important ECAC hockey game with points on the line for these teams. Sophia Jones, now it's Wagner below her net. Kaiser on the near side, snaps it on goal. Matsoukas the save. Her clearing attempt blocked. Wagner from a bad angle will test Matsoukas from it. She's equal to the task as Wagner will slip away once more. Here is Wagner below the goal, centers a pass, they score! Ellie Kaiser on the near side post beats Matsoukas, and the Engineers are on the board.
Defense. They're chasing below the goal line, leaves Kaiser wide open. Quick pass out front, she throws it over the blocker. And Matsoukas couldn't really get her blocker on it, and a great goal. RPI is up 1-0.
Watches the Engineers establish their offensive possession. Snap from the near side, off of the skate of Peterson, loose in front. Here's the Hierney save made by Matsoukas. The rebound cleared back out to the line as Wagner's able to pull it free. She's on the backhand. Matsoukas the glove save, and she will hang on laterally across the zone. Snaps one on goal. Rampato the save. Rebound still loose in front of the goal. It was covered up there by Wagner, and now Rampato finds it, or I believe she did, with a couple of players on the ice.
By Rampato, and it's a good thing that Wagner did not cover that puck up because it was in the crease area, and that would have been a penalty shot.
It seemed like the subconscious instinct kicked in for Wagner. No, just cover it. They won't be able to get it that way. And then it bounces in front, and they score! Meredith Killian steps in from the point. And at the top of the slot, she snaps it by Rampato. And just like that, the game is tied at 1.
Well, he had a turnover behind the RPI defense. But he had a turnover. It pops out in front. And recognizing that, coming in from the point, as you mentioned, is Killian.
Meredith Killian, the junior defender out of St. Paul, Minnesota, 4th goal of the season. Aim in but turned over, allowing the Engineers to gain the line. Brought in by Kaiser, snapped on Matsoukas. She'll make the save.
Oh, good shot there by Kaiser. She had Wagner going to the net, but she also had
go back and touch up, allowing Zahirny to clear, and it's picked up by Taylor Walters, and now a 2-on-1. Asia Taylor-Walters, save Matsoukas. Rebound was loose in front for the moment, but cleared out of harm's way. Hockey to go before that, as Union is able to negate the icing, and a nice race there by Adams. Adams on the far side, centers a feed for King. It's bumped into Rampato. She's able to make the save, and she comes slashing her way out of the net to get a couple of words in with Emily King.
Adams on the forecheck. Buckvick trying to tie up the stick, but didn't quite get it. She got a nice little tip off. And
knocked in front of the goal. Wagner applying pressure. Here is Alexander at the circle. On goal, Matsoukas the save. Rebound loose for Phillips. Snapped on goal again. This time, Sophie Matsoukas will hang on and take a face-off on the far point. Stepping in is King. Makes a move around Price. In front she goes. Rampato the save. Rebound still loose in front. Picked up by King, sent to the near side for Hebert. Taking it to the ECAC logo and firing one wide on the near side. Rampato the save as the rebound was there for Ashley Adams. Off she goes laterally over center, stolen away by Nia Phillip. Phillip steps in with speed, snapped on goal, saved Matsoukas. The rebound was kicked out. Here is Hildner in, trying to get it free. Alexander threw a screen. That one got blocked. Good chance for the top of the circles. Hebert, a drive and a blocker save by Rampato and in their own end, but good pressure causes the turnover. Adams centers off the stick of Rampato. She ends up deflecting it into herself and making her own save.
Another look at that. Just went off the heel of Rampato's stick. She could have deflected that into her own net, but it was off the heel. Right
into the pandemic, and then ended up coming as a first-year player last season. Stepping in is Friday. Save Rampato. Rebound was loose. Price trying to clear it free. It was knocked to the near side. He's one of 4 players on the list as repeat honorees. So a huge honor for Hannah Price as it's snapped on goal. Rampato makes the save. The rebound was still loose, and she ends up having to pin herself right along that near side post in order to find the puck.
Where it was. Nice job here. It kind of got blocked by the forward, Maddie Suter, and then she took the shot once it came down from her sweater right here.
Still loose, back to the point. Now it was Price. Price centers in front. Kaiser, she scores! It was knuckle puck time for Ellie Kaiser to begin the period just after the penalty comes to
a great play here. You got Price bringing it in. She throws it out in front. Ellie Kaiser's sitting right out front. She had some Union players on her, but she's sitting there. She gets a pretty decent shot. I think it was more of a knuckle shot than anything that might have fooled Sophie Matsoukas. So right now, Josh Skiba's talking to the officials about something.
Curious to see exactly what that will be as, well, after all is said and done, it looks like we'll line up for the opening hat-trick watch for the Engineers. She's low of the goal, snaps one on goal from a bad angle, and Matsoukas got handcuffed by it. Why not throw it on net if you think you may have a lane? Boards to the near side, it's Bodwin who chops it along for Papineau. Papineau centers, deflected in front from Bodwin. Save made by Matsoukas. She did have Ashley Adams sitting there, and speaking of sitting there, that's where Emily King is. King on the backhand, knocked away by Jones. It rolls in on Rampado. The 2-on-1 is negated as Union goes hard to the front of the net.
That was created by Papineau coming to the bench. You can't see her. That's why they ended up with a 2-on-1. Papineau is one of the forwards that's out there on the power play. 4 forwards, 1 defense. They're all alone.
Knocked away by Papineau after the face-off, in and out of the catching glove of Matsoukas. Neither team has been shying away here in this final period. Here comes Zahirny stepping in and shooting. Save made, rebound loose in front in the third chance. Hauled down third, and a couple of great chances for the Engineers to add to their lead.
Yeah, they're just getting in a little too tight. There was one play and just before this.
One play before that the Engineers in just forget that. RPI TV is all students here at Rensselaer, so these guys are working hard to make sure that we put a good product on the air as the shot from the near side from Greco, and now shoves on both sides as Rampado is still down in the butterfly. A Union player, that was King, who has been all over Rampado's net there to get out of it. A lot of bodies in Amanda Rampado's way. She made the first save, and it's hang on tight.
Well, they're going to take both Asia Taylor Walters, and the Union player is going to the wrong penalty box. That's okay, and that is Paige Greco going. So I'm glad the referee took both players instead of just taking one.
Tried to get it around Dalby for Greco. Dalby is knocked down. She's on top of the puck and kicks it free. Now here come the Engineers on a partial 3-on-2 after the penalty's over. Papineau blocked, another chance save. Rebound is still loose in front of the goal, and it's pulled aside by Merlot, and a really nice save made there by Matsoukas on a 3-on-2. Just pulling it away from harm's way, there was Larson. Near side, it's Kaiser. Whipped on goal, it's deflected onto Matsoukas. She will make the save on the shot from Sarah Buckvick. Under 2 minutes to go in the third period in the Engineers.
Yeah, looks like, I'm sure Josh Skiba, the coach of Union College, going to call his timeout, draw up a play here so that hopefully they win the draw from his thought and get it deep and set something up offensively, and you can look for the goal.
Around the end boards, but nobody there in a black sweater as Friday keeps it in. Sent back to the point for Bork. Snapped on goal, saved by Rampado. She had a clear look at it. And another battle, this time it's Maya Jones who was in there. She got shoved out of the way on Rampado just for good measure.
Well, Papineau got lost out there. She was supposed to, she should have taken the half-wall player, but she got lost standing in no man's land. Went back to the point that she was covering and then left. And a great save by
the Engineers as Wagner won another. Battle on the far side boards, 3 seconds and 2. Union trying to pull it free, but they'll be unsuccessful. And the Engineers have hung on to win by a final score of 2-1.
Wow, a couple of cross checks there thrown by King along the boards on Peterson.
Well, Fridge, it was a battle to say the least from start to finish. We saw goals on either side in the first 20 minutes, separated by about 3.5 minutes. Kaiser and Killian scoring. No goals in the second. We had a tie game after 40 minutes. And then as the physicality ramped up in the third, it was Ellie Kaiser scoring her team-leading 10th of the season to give the Engineers...